Hi everyone, Vlad here for another video. I know it's been a while. It's probably been a couple of months actually, six months, 7 months. Today I decided to I've had quite a backlog of emails and that's completely on me. I've just been kind of lazy and I've been seeing the emails and usually I answer them and answer back to the people. Most of the time I do, but I've been working. Oh yeah, small update. I've been working for the past 6, 7 months. Now it's summer, so it's a bit slow from my end. So I decided to kind of dive back into YouTube. No promises here. I know I keep saying I will dive back in fully and this and that, but you know how it is. It's kind of difficult to really commit to it. I've been doing it for now, what feels about 3 years. So obviously when I have nice topics to talk about, I'm more than happy to make videos and discuss. I've met some of you guys that kind of reached out to me that needed some help, some advice. And it's always nice to hear, when I can give advice, and also nice when basically you tell me that you've come to Dubai because you saw one of my videos, this and that. It's really cool. Even if, I know it's super cheesy to say, so I'll just straight up say it. If I could just make a difference for one person, then that works for me. So it's probably going to be a long video. I don't know if I'm going to make a two-part out of this. It's basically I'm in my my Gmail right now. My computer's in front of me, so I'll just go through as many email as I can go. And some of them I haven't read most of them. The ones I'm seeing now. So everything will be new. So you'll get the basically the upfront answers, or sometimes obviously I don't have the answers, so I'll just tell you right away. So obviously thanks for sending those emails, each and every one of you. So let's just start with the top. From Rahil Nasiruddin. His question is: a big fan of yours and really appreciate your YouTube videos. I'm contemplating moving to Dubai this January and will be sending out my resume this October or November. However, I do have some questions. I hope you can answer them. You have touched a few topics in summer videos. One, if they give you two separate salaries based on allowance, how are they dispersed? How do they pay your landlord, car dealer, or do they give you one lump sum and you decide how to dispense it to people that you owe money to, paid every 2 weeks or monthly? Yeah, that's a good question. It's a question that comes up a lot, so it's great that that's the kind of the first one. So how it works is that you do get basically the breakdown, so you get your base and your allowance. So in your basic, you just get basically basic and then your total number. So whatever it is, let's say your basic is 10,000 and then you get the breakdown. Some companies do provide a full-on breakdown, like car, pets, a phone, this and that, and some others just put like in one line and then basically your allowance. But no, they do not dictate like, okay, if you only spend 1,000 on your phone but your phone's actually 2,000. No, it's just a way for them to just have, that's your lump sum for you to basically pick in that pot, and you pay to whoever you want to pay. They're not going to basically dictate to who you give money to, and it is paid every month. Can you please discuss the type of contract, specifically like limited or unlimited? Also, what happens if you get terminated? I don't really understand the labor laws. I heard that your bank accounts can be frozen. I've heard many horror stories where people cannot access their funds. How long do they have to find another job if they are let go? What exactly is a probationary period? Hope to see you answer this in the upcoming video. Right, so another one, great follow-up question, by the way. Yeah, it is kind of a bit confusing. Again, I've been here for now 7-8 years, and it is kind of always touch and go because the labor laws it's quite easy to read up on it, but sometimes they change or they're not all the time quite clear. So to answer kind of the last part of your question, probationary period, it's typical here in the UAE that companies will have either 3 months or a 6 months probationary period. This is basically to test you out, to see if you're fit for the company, and also sometimes it's really good for the employee to see if he or she is a fit in that company. And within that time frame, yourself or the employer can terminate your contract. Sometimes it's a day's notice, sometimes a week's notice. So really go thoroughly through your contract. So in terms of limited or unlimited, I've rarely seen that in the contracts I've had when I work with agencies and companies. So I'm not quite sure how to answer regarding that. And yeah, they are, if you've been with a bank and they basically, once you get your contract is terminated, the bank gets notified and they can freeze your account, freeze your assets. So it is, if you're in good terms with the company you're with, it's kind of good to maybe tell them maybe if you can give you kind of a leeway or just like a heads up a week or whatever. It's not common practice, but it's worth, if you're in good contact with your employer, to kind of give you a bit of breathing space for that. So I hope I answered your question, Rahil Nasiruddin. Thank you very much for sending it. Let's move on to question number 2. Like I said, there's quite a bit. I'll go through as many as I can. Next one, Malak Zia Nasir. Thanks for sending your question. Dear Vlad, I'm new to Dubai. I applied to more than 145 jobs, but no call, no nothing. I spent a month in Dubai. Can you please guide me? Right. I mean, this is kind of the lottery, right? You spin the wheel and you put as much effort as you can. And I made a few videos about it, 2 or 3 videos about job finding. I've also listed some HR agencies or HR basically headhunters that can help out. But it's such a competitive market, you know. It's really about who you know, and the best advice I can give is, once you get your foot through the door for your first job or this and that, is to really build those contacts up and never ever burn bridges. I mean, there's people that I've started working with for my first job that I still know to this day, and I still kind of work through, whether it's through agencies or through many other people. So it's always great to keep, you know, good contacts and good relationships with the people you work with and the people you surround yourself with, because it's always nice, maybe you're at a job and you want to quit and you want to say F off to everybody, but it's not. It's really a really short-term strategy, especially in Dubai, since it's just a small market. So what can I say? I mean, don't give up. You know, LinkedIn is a great place to start. You have other outlets like that, bait.ae, that helps as well. And just try to try to work on your CV. Try to get maybe internships if you're just out of university, and work your way up there. So thanks for sending in your question, Malak. Let's go to Fike. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. Fike Mohammed. Hello Vlad, hope you're well. My name is Mohammed and I've worked as security guard for almost 5 years. I've been wanting to move to Dubai and work here, and I would be really grateful if you could send me some info and some work agencies. I'm a British citizen and I'm 29 years old. Thank you. Sadly, I don't have any contacts in that sector, in the security sector. I know there's a lot of companies here. I'm not sure what's the best step to get into them. So for that, you could probably just search the major ones here. I know they hired some companies that have 5,000 employees and such. So I don't know what's the recruitment procedures, but if you have 5 years security guard, then I guess that's a lot of years. So I'm sure you have your chances would be good here. Obviously, it's easier to apply to these jobs when you're actually in the country. So best of luck with that. All right, next one, Kalpesh. Rick. Rick, I don't know. Well, Rick. I'll call you Rick. Hi Vlad, I'm one of your YouTube subscribers and really enjoy your videos. I recently moved to Dubai, live in JBR, and work within oil. That's a great sector to work in. However, need some help and wondering if you could assist me if possible. Wife is looking for a job, anything really. We're both from UK, well educated, but she's looking for either marketing, HR receptionist, and she just wants to be occupied. And as you know, it's easy to just relax at home. Yes, it is. Wondering if you could advise. I know you're not a recruitment agent, but maybe you have some personal contacts, or maybe you need an assistant. Let me know. More than happy to meet up and have a drink. It's very thoughtful of you. No, I do not need an assistant at the minute. I never had an assistant. But in terms of recruitment agencies, like I said, I can only help in the entertainment sector. I mean, up top of my head, Givaro Partners, Givaro Partners is a good place to start to look for these type of jobs. I mean, receptionist and marketing and HR, they kind of cover that whole thing. There's a few others. You can just Google search really, and then you could try to find your best bet there. Thanks for sending in your question, Rick. All right, moving on. Name is Blessing. Okay. Hey Vlad, I'm planning to move to Sports City this month, currently staying in Marina. Which building would you recommend? Thanks, and awesome videos, by the way. Thanks for sending a question. Actually, I just moved to Damak Hills, and it's really, 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 really awesome. I lived in Sport City for 2 years, and to be absolutely brutally honest, the rent was cheap, which is great, but the apartment I was living in was very poor in terms of quality, especially the amenities. Like the pool never ever worked, the gym, there was basically three weights there, and it wasn't that great of an experience. It was cool because it was kind of close to Sheikh Zayed Road-ish, close-ish. But other than that, I would not really recommend it. I mean, if you're on a budget, yeah, it's a great place to kind of save money. But right now, it's really such a good market for people to rent. So you really have your pick of the litter, so to speak. So thanks for sending your question, Blessing. This video is going to be well over half an hour. So let me just see how many parts I do of this. And obviously, leave me a comment in the comment section below if you find this helpful. Obviously, I didn't filter most of them, but so far so good. Okay, now, oh, that's a long one. Harry Nair writes to me, Dear Mr. Vlad, thank you for the Mr., but Vlad is just fine. My name is Harry, I'm from India. First of all, respect for your time and contents you're putting into the YouTube channel. Thank you, I should put in more time, but you know, as I said earlier, it's kind of difficult. It is the most helpful vlog for me with regards for relocating to Dubai. Wow, thank you, much appreciated. By profession, I'm an event manager with more than 6 years experience in India. I'm also a professional DJ who got featured on BBC Radio and MTV Artists. Congrats. I'm coming to Dubai and I'm looking for a job there. After watching your vlog, I came to know that you're working in events. So I was curious if you could hook me up with some links, contacts. I would like to know whether your organization is hiring any event professional. I've organized and executed hundreds of events, corporate events, club shows, CSR events, this and that. Well, first of all, thanks for sending in your email. No, at the minute we are not hiring. Obviously it's summer, so events in summer, it's quite slow. So this is the best time to kind of travel back or try to do something else, because the month of basically June, July, August are really known as the dead months for events. But thank you, Harry, for sending that in. Next, we are going to go to Khan Erdener. Hi, Vlad. I'll be moving to Dubai in October. Prior to my move, I've been following your videos, which helped a lot. Just want to reach out and thank you. Oh, well, that's very nice, Hakan. Thank you for taking the time to write this. This is nice. All right, moving on to Bernadette Gomez. Hi Vlad, I love your video. I'm moving on to Dubai on the 11th. I'm a teacher going to work there. I have to rent my own apartment. Where would you suggest looking that is nice but not expensive? Or could you give me some info about different areas, where to look? Kind of worried about being a woman living alone, but you gotta do what you gotta do. You know what I mean? Thanks for any info, much appreciation. Thanks for writing in, Bernadette. So in terms of places, I mean, I lived in many different places in Dubai. I lived in the Marina, I live in the Greens, I live in JLT, I live in Sports City, and now I'm living in Damak Hills. So I would say if you're on a budget, a one bedroom, or if you want really a studio for a decent amount of money, for maybe 40,000 dirham, you could find something decent in the area, basically between DIFC and Marina. This is kind of your stretch. And right now, like I said, it's a really good market to rent. So in terms of if you want to be closer to the beach, obviously look towards Marina. If you want to be more in the financial sector, then obviously go to the IFC. If you're new to Dubai, I would definitely recommend Marina because there's a lot of expats there. It's kind of easier to meet people, so to speak. The Greens is a nice area. I do think it's a bit overrated. I mean, I lived there for 2 years. And for the price I was paying, I definitely felt that it was a bit lacking. The good part though is that you're really close to Sheikh Zayed Road. You're really close to the main road. So especially if you're new, maybe you want to have a car right away. But I know I keep mentioning it, but Damak Hills is just beautiful. It's great. There's tennis courts, beach volleyball courts. There is pool. It's just great. But there's a lot of these small gems hidden in Dubai. So just do your research. Go to bizzle.ae and you could find a lot of information there. So best of luck when you come to Dubai. All right, moving on. Valentin Malesin. Hi Vlad, I'm Valentin, living in Montreal and a reading expat from France, and I expect to a near future to move to another country. Okay, I admit Dubai would be great. First of all, I watch your videos on YouTube and they are very informative. So thank you to make the videos like this. No problem. Who can help people who maybe want to try the Dubai adventure. By the way, nice car. Thank you. I understand and approve your choice. Thank you very much. So if you want to meet up in Montreal during your holidays, you can contact me. It would be nice to go to coffee somewhere. Oh, well, that's good. That's very nice, Valentine. I think the email though was sent a bit at a, I think I must have missed this because it's a couple of months already, but thank you for writing in. These emails like that were just people just saying that I helped or this and that. They're kind of nice to receive. So thank you very much. All right, moving on to Hamad. Hamad Obaid. Hi Vlad, I was watching your videos about Dubai. I have a question. I just graduated a criminal justice degree. Is there any use for that in the UAE? I know I just graduated, so salary will not be that high, but I was wondering if they have anything that feel for a citizen. To be honest, I have no idea about the criminal justice. I do know 2 lawyers here in the UAE and they do quite well. So that in terms of, is there any use for that? I would assume so. Even though it's one of the safest countries cities in the world, but yeah, hope you can find a job here, and I'm sure you will. Okay, moving on to Karen Hanna. Dear Vlad, I'd like to ask you a question which is vital to me now. Damn. I've heard that some employers take away your passport in the UAE. Shall I take a risk, or is it something I shall never accept? What if I fall ill? Has it ever happened to you? Do you have your passport on yourself? If you have a little time, please answer. Sure. Right, so that's also a bit controversial. I mean, I never had my passport taken away by my employer, ever. It was never even brought up. It was never said that for me to get a certain job, I would have to give my passport in. I know there's certain sectors of work that sometimes you need to give it in, or you have a locker where you can reach your passport anytime you want, but your employer has it. It's with the law, it's kind of difficult, but I would say that it's not allowed by your employer to hold your passport at any time. The only time they take your passport is basically when they want to stamp the visa in. So you do have to take it. So sometimes you're away from your passport for 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Maybe I was away from it maybe a month because it took a bit of time to get a visa done, like a couple of years back. But other than that, no, you should hold on to your passport. I mean, that's basically that's yours. So yeah, you should. It should always be a red flag when the employer says that they need your passport. You should always question that. Hope that answers the question, Karen. Moving on, where are we? Oh, okay, that's a long one. All right, guys. So this will probably be a 2-part video, or maybe 3 or 4. I don't know how many I have. So anyways, bear with me, guys. I'll try to put a timestamp to each of the emails, so you guys can actually click and go to the email, to the question that you want, that's relevant to your need. Okay, so this is from Haidar. Hi Vlad, my name is Haidar. I'm one of your followers on YouTube. Thank you for subscribing. Great and very informative. Thank you for taking the time. Also, congrats on the car. I was happy for you and hope it's bringing you joy. I'm planning to come to Dubai, and I was wondering if I could get your opinion on this really quick. A disclaimer, you probably were asked this a billion times over, don't mind me being 1,000,000,001. I've been extensively researching Dubai and making different calculation estimates to try and figure out financial feasibility of moving here. Sorry guys, my voice is cracking. I have a rather high paying job and not sure if the local market has something for me that would be too much of a step down. It actually started to get me down to think that I will have to either give up on the idea, which I'm excited about, or take a big salary hit. You know, that's always the gamble, isn't it? It's always, should you try a new adventure and leave your comfort zone and go to a completely new market, completely different people and this and that. You know, it's always a good question to ask. I'm a software developer with 10 years experience. Oh, that's great. Half of which is in the financial sector where I work now. Long story short, the lowest I can accept without stepping too deep is 20K monthly. After checking different job sites, the average of a software developer widely swings between 4K and 30K monthly. And I'm not sure how is this even possible. What do you think? Is 20K at all doable for software engineer with 10 years experience, large companies, banks, bachelor's degrees, EU pass, 30-year-old? Sorry for a long email. I hope it's not too much trouble. Feel free to skip if it's too tough to answer. No, this is the reason why I'm doing this video, is to answer your questions. So yeah. Right, so first part I like to answer, obviously 4K to 30K. I know these websites, sometimes the scale that they go from is doesn't really make sense, and it still doesn't. I mean, how can the scale for the same kind of job be from 4K to 30K? Doesn't make much sense to me. But from experience, you already have 10 years of experience, which is a lot. I'm saying a lot, but here kind of they all want 8 years, 10 years plus experience. So I think it really comes to you to shine in your interview and to really kind of push back and not, take less than what you want. Especially as a software developer, it's quite a good title to have. And I definitely think 20K is doable monthly, definitely, with that much experience. I think you could be looking at between anywhere from 20 to 28, 20 to 25. Obviously, it would be your first experience in Dubai, but that can be a plus or it can work against you. Once again, since there's no real scale, it really comes down to your interview and how well you do and how well you rehearsed or how well you know the company and this and that. So I think this is kind of your time to put forward all your qualities and kind of sell yourself. So 20K definitely doable. So best of luck to you, Hyler. Thank you for sending in your question. Okay, guys, we'll do. Here's what I'll do. I'll do one more, and then I'll try to do part 2, 3, 4 ish, depending on if you guys like this format. And anyways, there's so much backlog that I just need to get to it. Okay, so this will be the last one from Jennifer Gibson. Good evening, Vlad. I recently watched one of your YouTube videos. Thanks for the great info. You're most welcome. I'll be celebrating my 30th birthday in Dubai, and I recently realized that I will be there during Ramadan. I've got ton of mixed reviews regarding how things are operating during this time. Are you able to provide a bit of info what can be expected? Also, do you recommend a specific company for safari tours? Lastly, you mentioned that an apartment in Marina area would be ideal. You mentioned a few other ones, but I couldn't quite make out what you were saying. I have yet to look for lodging, and I'm wondering which area would be the best as far as price and vicinity and the tourist attractions. Also, not too far from the airport. Thanks in advance, and thanks so much for being willing to do these videos and answer questions. You're most welcome, Jennifer. Okay, so first off, should you visit UAE in Ramadan? I mean, first off, in summer you have to know it's going to be very, very hot everywhere you go. So you'll be indoors most of the time. And during Ramadan, obviously, if you're not familiar with the culture here, you cannot drink, you cannot eat between basically during Ramadan. So the timings usually go from the morning, so early morning, until around 7 p.m. 6:30, depending on a few minutes up and down. So yeah, that means you cannot drink in your car, you cannot drink in the mall, you cannot eat in the mall. Although, caveat to that is that when you walk by restaurants or food courts and all that, they have these kind of walls that they've placed, so you can actually eat in the mall. So let's say you go to Marina Mall, the Starbucks, let's say downstairs, will be only takeaway. They'll put your coffee in a bag or whatnot, but upstairs in the food court, you can actually eat. So these malls are kind of catered more to expats, so they understand that even though it's Ramadan, there's other people that aren't Muslims and all that. So there's kind of measures for that. But if you go to gas stations or this and that, it's all takeaway. So you cannot eat outdoors, basically. So I would not fully recommend it, especially if it's your first experience in Dubai. I think the best timing to come to Dubai is when it's like October, November, December, especially if you come from a cold country and you want to kind of relax by the beach. I think these are the best times to come to Dubai. In terms of the areas that you should come to, Marina, I think it's your first experience in Dubai is the best, because you get the beach, you get kind of the nice JBR area, the mall if you're into that, but not like the massive malls. So Marina area, definitely go for that. It is, however, far from the airport, not that far. It's like 35-minute ride, 40-minute ride, depending on traffic. So yeah, and price wise, you know, you can go with Airbnb, and obviously if you come in Ramadan, you'll get good deals, and if you come more in the busy season, October and all that, then it's going to be a bit harder to find great deals because it's going to be so busy. In terms of safari tours, it's been a while since I did a safari, to be honest, so I can't remember the tour names, but you can just go with the ones that are 4 stars and up, and you'll get a good experience from it. All right, Jennifer, I hope this answers your question. Right, guys, I didn't know this would take that much time. I'm trying to kind of like speed through them, but kind of be detailed enough to give you guys my opinion about it. Thanks again for everybody who sent all the emails. I didn't know I had this much backlog, to be honest, and I have a lot more, maybe 30, 40 more, I think, maybe even 50-ish emails I need to get to. So do let me know in the comment section below if this was helpful to you in any way, shape, or form. Again, I'm sorry I've been away for quite some time. I've been getting emails and texts and people on my Instagram saying, are you still alive? Yes, I'm still alive. I'm still working here. I'm still in events. I still like Dubai. I still enjoy it very much. So yeah, I hope this was helpful to you guys. Please leave a like, comment, and you could send me an email if you want your question to be featured in the next part, or you can leave it right there in the comment section below. All right, guys, peace.